Okay, hello and welcome to the latest version of my converter application. So you can see here there's been quite a number of changes since the last version. So the biggest change, or one of the bigger changes, is that you can see right in the middle of the screen there is a banner ad for the application. So even though developers release free applications, this is a way for them to actually generate some revenues, even though it is a free applications. I just implemented this yesterday. There was some problems initially. I started off by trying to implement the Google ad, banner ad, but after 5 hours and running into lots of little problems, I just decided to put that aside and try the Apple banner ads, and that one was much easier. It took about 10 minutes and I got it to work. But the problem is I'm not yet complete with it right now. So let me show you the problem. So if I click on this ad, so right now it just shows as a test advertisement. So when I click on this ad, what happens is that the keyboard goes away and then this screen comes up. But the problem or the issue that I just discovered, and I haven't worked it out yet, is when I close this, the keyboard doesn't reappear, and that's because the focus has been lost, but it'll reappear once I click on any one of these fields. So I got to figure out how to implement that, and so I don't have to do it manually. So let's take a look at some of the other changes. So in the previous version, I had these up and down arrow buttons right in between the miles per hour and the kilometers per hour. So you can see that I moved them to the side of the button. So if I click on the down button, it'll move the 100 down to the kilometers per hour, and if I hit the up button, it'll put it back. What's new and what's also new in this version is that you have these two buttons and the slider on the side in the middle. So right now it defaults to 5, -5, and +5. So the idea here is that if I click on these buttons, it will either add 5 or subtract 5 from the field that is in focus. And you can tell that the miles per hour field is in focus because, one, the cursor is blinking on that field, and two, you've got the arrows on these buttons that point upwards. So let's see what happens when I click on the 5. So I added 5 here, and if I click on it again, it added another 5, and you can see that the kph field also automatically updates. Now if I hit -5, you can see that it subtracts 5 from up here, and then it does the conversion automatically down here. So what happens when I move the focus down to the kilometer per hour? What's going to happen is that these arrows that point up to the mph will then be shifted down to the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's just another visual aid technique that will allow the users to quickly detect which field is in focus and which field these buttons will act on. So now let's take a look at the slider button. So I've set the slider range from 0 to 10. So as I move this from left to right, you will see these numbers update. So let's move it to the right. You can see now it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So +10 over here, -10 over here. And now if I hit these buttons, so let's add 10 to the kilometers per hour. So it went from 168 to 178, and the miles per hour updated automatically as well. So let's do it again, and now let's go down to the negative button. Okay, -10, or subtract 10, on and on and on. And now if I move this slider down, you can see it goes all the way down to 0. So this is just another a quick way for a user to make some quick changes to the number that they want to convert. Okay, you can just keep on hitting it repeatedly over and over again. And if we take out all the numbers by either hitting the delete icon, you're going to see all of these items disappear, and then the buttons over here become disabled. So let's go ahead and click on that. So now you see that the slider and the subtract and the add buttons disappeared, and as well as these arrow buttons being disabled. And if I move the focus, nothing changes. So let's now add a number back in, and you can see that these items reappear and these buttons, the arrow buttons, become enabled. And the last thing I want to show you is the little icon over here, the information button. There's really nothing there right now, but let me go ahead and click on that, and that just shows you some information that you can put on here. You could identify yourself as the developer. You can have a link in there to the to your website, and also maybe you can have a feedback form. You can have an email icon that will allow the users to get back in touch with the developers. And go back here, and that is it for this version. Thanks for watching.